bed is comfy. Across the
Thought.
Recorded.
On and up.
Behold.
It's the you can never.
All.
You're the
Reading your.
you
for the working club, for the for the greater good, for Revacon.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing. There he goes.
He's got no idea.
Beep, beep.
You can do it. Do it for. Rise and shine, comrade. Despite all, have you engaged the ship compressor? This star you must see, but it won't be. They live underground. These communists aren't men. They're mole people. Let your nose guide you. Detect. No, we really have no idea what they're talking about. First, again, judging from, you should begin by interrogating those. Here we go.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? What's that, boy?
Now's your chance. Remember, communists are notoriously skittish, so it's best to insinuate your way in.
Could be coming from one of the jam lorries. Don't think I've ever met a
Okay, maybe it's time to abandon the subtle approach.
comunistas, huh?
It's certainly been a...
So you've given up copying and now you're hunting comunistas. Oh, I see. I wish I could help. Unfortunately, some are.
All right,
But you know, I did meet a a guy with a theory. It was late. He asked me for a light. We shared cigarettes. Then he asked me if I ever thought about getting into some of the extra physical branches. It was all right. A little like something out of a... I couldn't tell you. Remember Dobrava and Abba Danais. And then he was gone. Been wondering about that. I have to say, though,
the man whispers a jaunty tune. Shelves full of biographies of famous people.
A true cultural touchstone.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural? And what do you know about politics?
The girl
Oh, that's very nice. The little piggy wants to make sausages. Out of what? His little piggy friends? So, the little pig... Sure, a right communist. He might. No.
The lieutenant let slip a sigh that seems to suggest this turn was utterly predictable. A wicked grin, a laughing scar.
Boink for me, piggy. Just once. Wow.
A cool, damp. The lieutenant.
Sounds like you're really... Staban's group. Poke your snout around sometime after 10 p.m. and you might just find them. Just that he's a real Hold on. See?
Not to interfere in your personal errand, but I wonder whether it might have something to do with that phrase Mañana mentioned overhearing.
The lieutenant.
Guess this is what happens when two... That's enough. Off with you then.
As you... this must... Somehow, the acrid... No.
Just look at these pigs sniffing about after hours. Must have...
The metal... You notice he wants so badly to draw...
Something's not... Which is just to say, we should be prepared.
The clang of...
Who's there? Is that you, Maurice? Who said communist? Did we say
For a moment.
What's the passphrase?
There's no response. No.
Alright, and do what...
Charmant.
Have fun.
Men are either oblivious to or ignoring your entrance. Matchbox.
I think it's holy.
It is.
It's definitely
Careful, careful. Damn, you two.
They should know the meeting starts at 10 p.m. sharp.
one leader. There's mean. Just a moment. Could this be the former owner of a certain jacket you acquired recently?
That's the whole point, of course. There are RCM spots, to say nothing, of course.
The young man.
We all have to take precaution.
Uh-oh. No one said anything about reading. You'll just have to wing this one.
Well, this is getting awkward. I'm not sure what you're...
Maybe they can explain themselves.
The young man.
Nothing, just
Their watch is almost with predictable.
in the most...
Yes.
but more specific.
Comrade, step back.
It's obvious they take this group of theirs extremely seriously. Whatever you do, don't compare it to a common book.
We have been known.
Precisely.
Within the contours of Mazovian historic...
Huh?
One thing you learn...
We are posted.
Exactly. The only worthwhile part of the so-called École Normale de Revachol is the library. That's where we've made our great... Go ahead. We typically only accept new members once per semester. There's this whole process, but given that we have some extra...
Steban.
I am serious, assuming he's even still interested. What do you need?
What's the... You've spent... Now, chin up. You've got this.
Oh,
You've caught him.
go ahead and take... Why don't you tell us a bit about the books you're interested in? Absolutely.
This is a good start. They're starting to loosen up. You feel relaxed and...
But then, any critical... Total nonsense
If he wants it.
is so good.
These kids are eating out of your hand, practically. Another quarter of an hour. Now you...
But to Comrade Ulik... Okay, we'll bite. What sort of stories are we talking about? You've got a...
Yes.
Now you're getting somewhere. These boys aren't even bothering to contain their even the loot.
Okay, but when you say he spoke to you,
The work he did.
so have you...
Another quarter of an hour disappears. The conversation bounces back and forth. Now,
But how could...
I think he's...
I suppose we'll have to...
Yes.
And with that, here's your first assignment. It's an overview of inframaterialist theory. Come back when you're... Do be sure to take your time with the reading. We'll be eager to hear your thoughts.
the cover. What on the inside? This brief look, Tia, you turn to the known to during his and yet his most fascinating contribution. If you're like, that's not right at all. Wrong. As Mezzo during his fight, a true, but we may yet discover. He wrote, certainly, in woe is unfortunate building on Nielsen's basic insight. Correct. Though certain particulars of the, in fact, that's because, no, inframaterial at the low to take one, the difference in the, even today, who's to, it's also been postulated, of course. In fact, 8 hours, no wonder, hyper-productive, and on that, of course you want to. The book fits quite snugly into your, you flip when at this second level. According, it's become one of the much of what we know of the communard's activity. Because in other words, why are you getting most there you meaning? This you must. Every you breathe when more like suggest, of course, some inframaterial in the essence, but as of this, there are the former among known attempts. It can according the communards were notorious. The acolyte, it's been said, of course, colorful, and some have this, others have argued in some of his later writings. Nielsen precisely on the following another something about that tower looks awfully in the core, a state that has lost the faith of its people. As there is no, if you'd like to read further, may.
You're back. Yes.
They're impressed that you dove right into the most advanced parts of the theory.
No.
We've tried it.
Has it got it?
Well, on that,
No.
Yes.
what do you... Well, you could always ask, I guess.
We probably...
But it's getting late. So maybe pick the most important...
The question you meet, take a deep breath. Best The young man waits patiently.
Yes?
Say it. The young man, you're with this something.
The theory's fun, I have to say. I only in it, then you don't believe
It means,
something. I guess you could say we believe it. Yes. A thought can.
Steban, it's getting pretty late.
You're right. We should.
Of course, the matchboxes. You'd very nearly forgotten to ask about them.
So you're really.
It was just a little informal
The young man,
What could it hurt? All right. Let's give it another go.
You know what? I'll sit this one.
before long, a modest tower begins to rise. You place every box.
Easy, Uli.
It's holding.
The higher the tower goes, the quieter the room seems to become. Aside from the
Alright. You got.
The young man pushes back his shirt sleeves, revealing the pale flesh.
Is it? Ah, shit.
It's alright, Steban.
The lieutenant,
It's fine, Uli. That's enough parlor games for one night. We should clean up.
Well, I think we're probably finished here, Detective.
Wait a minute. We wanted to get nothing too major, I think. We were talking potentially about relaxing some parts of our admissions process.
That's it.
I thought so. There was another thing.
Those some.
that's what. As a noted art cop, you
Glad to hear. Plus, I've got the Put some more coffee on, Uli. We've got a long night ahead of us. Oh, and about that question you asked earlier.
Ah,
It was written by a young communard in dark times. Anyway,